Oh, welcome! You know, I don't think we'll get anyway, but we are going live anyway because I wanted to. And I thought that we might be able to just get some things out there. I mean, I've been looking at the... I have actually been looking at this. It's... yeah, we are just gone live. I've been looking at the Connect. I mean, obviously the Connect app changed, didn't it? And it was a bit annoying. Some people liked the old style. I preferred the old style. I must admit, it's menu based, isn't it? 255, nice menu based. Bang, bang, bang through, more menus. I liked that. The problem with this is it's become very blocky. Yeah, you can interchange them and get rid of things that you would probably not have actually selected. But the problem is this is good for people who just do little bits like me. So with me, training status, yeah, heart rate, always good to look at. Body battery, I'm not. I have had a few problems with how it's been working this one out, and a couple of people on the Garmin 255, one of the Garmin 255's groups, I mean, on Facebook, they've also said they've had the same issue where they've been just resting, doing nothing, and it said you're high stressed. I was actually snoozing, and you didn't give me a nap. It didn't choose nap. I was snoozing, and I'm highly stressed. Didn't have any relaxation that day. And also I had 20 odd. I had not 20 odd. I had about, I think it was 13 hours sleep one day, and I got up twice. I got up twice to go to the loo. It gave me about 40 sleep score and said it was a nightmare and you've not slept very well and poor score. And I'm thinking, I was asleep 12 hours. You physically put 12 hours on there. You know, I'd actually been in bed sort of probably about 12 and a half, 13. And yeah, it was like, I'm not quite sure, because I work silly hours, you see, so that night, the following night, boom, I'm out. So I will sleep quite a long time, but like I slept about 12 and a half, 13 hours. It gave me just over 12 and gave me a score of about 40. So that I do find things on here that I just don't want, and that's where I mean, you look at the at a glance section, and it's really quite people like me. Yeah, I mean, it's given me oranges through the night. I mean, it could, if the people on, I'd be showing you through the night from midnight. I woke up at midnight to go to the loo, and after that, all the way through to waking up, I was stressed. Apparently, I had no blue lines whatsoever. I did for 1.5 hours before I woke up. I get blue. Everything else is mainly orange, and I'm thinking, this is ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous. It's noted where I was walking now. Now this is interesting. Excuse me. The actual stress app line down there, that didn't used to tell me when I was walking. Yeah, unless I clicked walk on here and went for a walk, then it would say walk, little grey man walking down there. But it now tells you, even if you don't set it off, that you've been walking. And also it adds it to your load focus. It does add it to your load focus. So this training status has gone from yellow to green, and all I've done is do a lot of walking. Yeah, not by clicking walk on the watch, but just going off walking. So I am happier with the new with the new software? Yes. And I think the updates are better. Yes. Do I think that this is better than the old way? No. Look, they are at a glance. You can see them better instead of just clicking and opening the option and it being in front of you on screen. However, you know, once you get used to it, I suppose it'll sort of grow on you. 3 official walks. Yeah, so last 7 days snap, 3 official walks of 3 mile. So yeah, but it's also taken into account the walks I've done down there. So that's quite good. I think that's good. None of those walks were in the last couple of days. So if you look at it, it has gone to green from yellow. So you know it's not going to take. It would go from yellow to grey as it did just before. You look just before, you know, the grey, there we are, yellow down to grey in the middle. So it would have gone from yellow to inactive. However, it didn't. Went from yellow to green. I've not done any running or walking, so it's obviously took the walking I've just done down to town, round back and back up again. I didn't put it on the watch. And I did some walking last night, and equally I didn't put it on the watch. So it's obviously taken those and thought, well, actually, you know, he is doing something. Sleep score, like I say, it's just manic. Apparently, I was up 3 times. I was up once. I don't remember being 3 times. I think it. But yeah, even if I did. There's lots of blue there, and it's weird that it's all pink, it's all stressed, which is really weird. HRV status, I love the HRV status on this. I think that it's really. If anybody's watching this on rewind and thinking, oh God, he coughs a lot, I had meningitis when I was 40, and I'm now 59, and it shot half my lung. I've got 1.5 lungs. So unfortunately, I'm always trying to cough up what's not there. It's very, very annoying. And I know it's very annoying to everybody else because it's really annoying to me. And some people, when I used to work in certain environments, office environments, it was always, oh God, he's coughing again. Somebody go and tell him, you know. Well, I can't do anything about it, can I? I'd love to. Well, you know, yeah, the arguments I've had over that. Training load optimal at the minute. Yeah, we're on 1.0 load ratio. We need it around 1.5, I think. Just try and get it to top end. So I'm coming out of a period where I've been injured, and it's been quite a tough time. I did my video in October, I think it was. Yeah, October, saying, look, if you get injured, as long as you don't push it to the point where it's painful, and as soon as you start feeling it just twinge, you think no, back off, slow down, then you're okay, and you are okay. I checked this out with my personal trainer at the gym. Oh, absolutely. And when I went to into the race, the Gosport half marathon, he says the masseur that I went for a massage before. So look, I'll tape it up. He says it's fine as long as you know exactly when it starts to grumble. You pull back. He says he says just nurse it around. Just want to get around the course. I said yeah, just want to get around the course. Nurse it around. I'll be fine. I nursed it around for about 8.5 miles. No, about 9 miles. I think it was. And believe you me, it was fine. The only trouble is I was with my brother-in-law and he was running too quick because he's a sprinter and this was going to be his last distance run. So I just got drawn along with him. And then after a while, after about 2 miles, I'll just carry. He slowed down and I just carried on at that speed thinking, at the end of the day, it's about 15 seconds per mile quicker than what I want the average to be. So we're going the wrong direction. We're going down. We're going slower instead of faster. We'll try and keep it up at a level, at that level all the way around. But of course, that's not thinking. That wasn't thinking. You're supposed to be nursing this leg around. So that was a bit insane. One moment of insanity, and that's the thing, guys, and girls. One moment of insanity causes so much issue, doesn't it? They go, oh shit, that that wasn't perhaps such a great idea. So I went round at about 9 mile. My hamstring just went, I'm here, and I thought, oh shit. Run a bit more. Yeah, I'm still here, mate. I'm gonna have to slow down, aren't I? And I looked at I'd already slowed down on purpose because I could feel it just about starting to say, I might have a problem in a minute. I went up a hill at about 9.5 mile. And I just said, this isn't going to work. I'm going to have to just, and I swore at it, and I'm really sort of like, I just swore at it going on the flat at 9 mile. And no, you're not going to stop me. I am finishing it. And I remember saying to the people who've watched these videos, saying, to all those that think you shouldn't be running, you can't run when you've got a bit of an injury. I swore at you and said, wrong, because I am going to finish it. I was on about 8.5 mile at that 9 mile at that point, and I'm thinking, no, I am going to finish it. Absolutely, I can get this round. That last return leg, it's two circles, so return leg of the second circle. I absolutely can. And I got a few cheers from around me and carried on. And then about 9.5 mile, going up a hill, the camera stopped because it just didn't have enough power. And my leg was really starting to say, you have to think about slowing down at some point. So I slowed down to a pace that I thought was pretty okay. I did an average, not brilliant, but not bad. And I got down that far, that last level, and as I got to about, I remember seeing the 400 meter sign, 400 meters to the finishing line, and about 100 meters before it, my other hamstring just sort of said, now you've been putting. What I'd done is without realizing, I put more pressure on my right leg to try and compensate for the fact that my left leg wasn't quite. So this has only just got pushed out. So my right leg was now taking more of the hammering, and I was sort of like limping along, if you like, because trying not to get too much weight on my left leg. But the extra pounding on my right leg had taken my toll on my right hamstring, and all of a sudden I felt both twinge, and it was like, oh, you have to be joking. I had like 400 meters to go, and I just went, I saw the finishing line, and for 100 yards I thought, nurse it, and I got to 300 yards, about 300 yards from the end, and I thought, I'm going to sprint. And I just sprint, and I thought, look, if they start hurting, I have to stop. So the point where they hurt, I'm going to have to stop. But I think I can do 300 meters. I sprinted about 200 meters, and everybody cheering away, and I've got like adrenaline flowing. And I got to about 100 meters from there, and I just walked. I just walked, and I got over the line, and I just stopped. And can I help you? I said, yeah, you lift me to the barrier, please. Now, was that silly? No. And you know why? Because I knew when I got to 300 meters that I'm looking at it thinking, they're not hurting, they're just twinging. They're just giving me the sign that, you can't push this too much. How much damage can I get in 300 meters? You can get a lot if you really do sprint full pelt. Now, my full pelt sprinting is about 4 minutes 15 per mile. On that sprint, I probably did about 7 minutes 15. So it's more of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's not. I knew it was going to hurt, and I knew it was going to damage a little bit more than usual. But I had to think it's not going to take me out of action completely. I can get over it. I will, and the only trouble is with it being both legs, it's gonna mean that I will be out of action. But I've not got anything to run for at that point. I'm still not booked into any other runs. So I had from about the 17th of November till probably about the probably the first week in January. I had a good 6 weeks off because I went to the gym twice, I think, in that section near the end, and my trainer says, you're just about coming out of it, but that tingling is just. It's a bit too. He says, I know what it is. If it carries on, I know what to do to try and help heal it. But I think whatever you're doing, little bits like we've done today, says that's enough. Just ease it. Make sure it. But if it does tingle, I've come back and we'll do some certain massages and exercises that we think can sort of help strengthen it up and heal it a little bit quicker, gently sort of pull it through. So it did work. Having a trainer, and then obviously mid-January started doing a few more 2 mile, 3 mile runs, which is why I put these winter running things on, because I went out the first time and I thought, right, this is the first real run outside, because the others have been inside with my trainer there, so that I could sort of stop at any point and just have a shower and get in the car and go home. This is the first time out was probably the end of January, and I went out and it's freezing cold, and I went and had a run, and I'm thinking 2 mile run. I've got a certain figure of 8, 2 mile run. We'll do that. I got very near to the end, very, very near to the end, guys. And I thought, I'm not doing that last little round the end. Instead, I'm going to go straight, and I would tend to do it. So at a certain point, I'll go right, left, and round to our house. But this time, I thought I'm not going to do that because that adds an extra 0.2 of a mile. So instead, I went straight on, right, and I'm at the house. So 2.2 mile less. I did, instead of doing 2, I did 1.8, and I thought, I'm happy with that. That I'm happy with, and I was happy with the cadence, because I've been wanting to try something for the people on here for quite a while, and it's been, let's try and get a little bit of push. Let's see because up to now, what I've been doing is we're trying to look at the speed and let the body do the difference between the cadence and the stride length. So I try and go quicker. My brain will say, "Ooh, stride needs to lengthen, the speed needs to go, the cadence needs to go up." But instead of that, I thought, no, I want to concentrate on the cadence, because I realised right at the end of training in October and November, I realised that when I was trying to do cadence, as in 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4, or 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3, I could work out, and I could keep that in my head. And okay, your length of stride, if you're doing quicker, your length of stride will come in naturally. Your head will pull it in. So whenever you can constantly just keep an eye on the cadence, in the back of your head, I wanted to know if you could actually still just keep that, bend that knee just that little bit more to make sure you got that the full length of what you wanted in, and just ease it. And I realised that you could actually do that over that run and the following 2 runs. It's been really rather remarkable, culminating in the last one, probably 4 runs I've had since this month, which is so the last 4 runs of this over the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, have been interesting, because what I've done is getting that in your head. And my standard 162 cadence is blasted, and I'm now doing 170 on average all the way around a 2 mile run, which is good, because it means that I can actually do that. I've also done it over a 5 mile run, so just to make sure that it isn't just because I'm doing a flipping short 2 mile. Can I do it over more? Done it over 5. I had a break in the middle, so it's 2.5 mile break, 2.5 mile. But it's been good. And obviously, break is because I not long ago had both hamstrings gone, so not gone, muttering, just twinging. So I didn't want to push them out too quickly. But 170 odd cadence, and I'm thinking, well, look, my length is about 1.06 usually. 1.06 is a decent length for me. But getting a faster cadence, you can't really expect to do 1.06. So what I was trying to do is just not concentrate on the length. I was concentrating on the stride, getting the cadence right. But also part of me is thinking, flick that leg. Make sure that when you go forward, the leg actually extends straight. Sorry, that you can get that foot flat on the ground. Now, I'm not going into that one, the flat on the ground bit, or do you need to heel, toe, or flat? It's been in lots of running news. There has been there's been one big trial, and the trial said there was no difference. Well, there was a minute difference, but different running styles mean you can run and land on different parts of the foot. So it depends on your style of how you put your foot down and how you push off from the back, So it is all dependent on you, and it can't be thought. You can't say, oh, which one's better, because for me it's the heel, because I can land on the heel and roll it and push forward. That's how I do it. And as my heel hits and my back, my leaving toe pushes up more than most people, so actually I get a little bit more of an up and onto that heel and roll it gently and push off from the toe. So that's how it works, but it doesn't work with everybody, But I was just getting that sort of, just concentrate on straightening your leg rather than having it bent as it goes forward. Concentrate on keeping it straight. And the data, because this is the important thing, the data on a Garmin and the Garmin Connect is brilliant. You've got that height, and you can see you are going slightly higher. That's good for my running. For my running, a little bit higher. And did it make a difference? Yes, it did. I'd sort of slumped to about 1.04 or 1.034, and I was just edging just a little bit below 1.06, and I'm thinking, that's good. If I can do, 162 and increase that to 170, I should be, if I can get near to the same 1.06, I'm sort of increasing it by, I could have gotten a 10% speed increase. So and I'm not really feeling that I'm doing extra work. Obviously I am, because I'm going quicker. So so before people sort of dislike me as soon as they listen to the live. But the thought was, I'm concentrating. I'm always concentrating on the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And if you're doing that while you're running around, you're concentrating on something rather than on the running. All I'm doing is counting. I'm not thinking about how far around the course am I and how long is it going to be and what's my heart rate, and not bothered. Absolutely not bothered. Just running it, bang. And I realised during that you don't actually have to do that. I realised back in November, but you don't actually have to do that constantly. So you can do, and I would say every mile, just recheck in your head 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Oh, and slow down a bit. Let's just pick it back up again. And if you really have slowed down quite a bit, you can perhaps pick it up a little bit more, and then ease it off. But every mile, bang, roughly, have a quick check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm okay. I'm on 3 steps a second. A second is a bit, if you look at it as you like 36, 37, 38, 39. So you're thinking you've got to count 3 of those to do 180. Nice, simple, at 3 times 60. So you're doing 180 if you do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So, and that actually, if you listen to that, replay that bit, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's 3 every second. That's 180. And if you can get that in your head, then great. And if you can have music to get you that in your head, even better. So I do both. I have a bit of music. I've started doing just choosing 1 or 2 songs and having it just repeat those 2 songs, just so that I know exactly what I'm running to beat wise, because they're all slightly different. And you can then just recheck if you want. Yeah, you can recheck it, especially if you've got music. You can recheck it every mile and just go, I'm roughly perhaps I've slowed down. I'm just a bit behind it. I'm listening to it, but I'm not actually running to it. But usually you run to it. So music is a great puller to run with the beat. So that's what's been happening, guys, over the last couple of weeks. Couple of months. And it's been really good fun. I've enjoyed it. It's been one of those times where you just think, I can do this, I can run, and I can enjoy the. Good job nobody's on, isn't it? But yeah, I can run it and enjoy it, and at the end of the day I can increase my speed by about 10%. So instead of doing when I first restarted running, which was God knows 2023 when the wife died, that's 2 years. So 2 years ago, I was doing about 9.5 minute miles. That's the sort of mile I could do. Speed I could do steadily for God knows how long. Just carry on doing it and not stop. And I realised that coming into this particular part of the year, 2025 beginning, I'd finished just before the marathon last year in November 24, doing about, I could probably do 9 minutes, 8 minutes 50 for pretty much as long as I pretty well wanted to. But I wanted to do, I'd probably err onto the 8 minutes 50. 8 minutes 50, bang, go run. For months it had been like 9 minutes and 6. I know exactly what it was. 9 minutes and 6. I couldn't switch it to the 9 minutes. I just couldn't get rid of that 6 bloody seconds. It was quite interesting. but then all of a sudden I tried this space thing, and I got three of them that I used to use in my head. 1, 2, 3, one, and I had a slower one to start with. I had a slower one which was probably nearer to about 150 paces a minute, and it helped me. Right, okay, we'll switch it up now, blah 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 blah, and we'll switch it up now. But it helped me get quicker towards the end, and slower at the beginning, and all of a sudden I'd gone from like 9 minutes and 6 stuck to about 8 minutes 45, 8 minutes 50. We'll say 8:50 to be better off. And to think if you could do that 10% quicker, it's 8.8. Is it 8.8 minute? 8.8 minutes per mile. So you're going to save 0.88. So you should be able to get rid of. You should be on about 7 minutes 58. So I'll just stop this then. That is actually the leisure centre trying to get me to re-sign up with the re-sign up for the gym. Unfortunately, I'm live. Would bloody go there, wouldn't they? So we're just gonna try and get to that point, and I'd be happy with that, because to me, I tried to do the last half marathon at 1 hour 45, and the reason for that is because everybody does 1 hour 45. Whatever age you are, that is a good time. 8 minutes per mile, getting round there. 7 minutes 50, 8 minutes per mile would be something that I think. I've been off running from about 42, 43 years old to about, 59 now, so 50, 56 to about 56 years old. So yeah, it's a long time. We've been off. I think I've been off running actually 15 years. I think at some point I calculated it. So I've been out of running 15 years. I've been doing little bits, but no more than like a mile or 2 miles a week sort of thing. But apart from that, no real. I hadn't really gone into it. So I can imagine. I've always thought if I can get back to somewhere right in the middle of that 15-year period, because at the beginning I did when I was 40, 42, I did it was one of the runs near in Dorset somewhere, and I did a half marathon in 100 minutes. And 12 seconds. So like I could have gone under. If I hadn't gone like this near the end, going people to cheer me over, I'd have actually got the 12 seconds. I'd have beaten the 100 minutes. But I got over the line, and I'm thinking, I can't do 6 minutes 50. Can I again? No, absolutely not. But 8 minutes, 7 minutes 50. A minute per mile slower. At my age would be pretty damn good. And look, there are lots of people who do faster than that. That 75-year-old bloke that did the full marathon in 2 hours 35 minutes. And I'm thinking, he's 75 for God's sake. He nearly did the full marathon in. He did do the full marathon in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes slower than I did the half. And you're thinking, 3 or 4 years ago. And you're thinking, the guy's amazing. But he'll have been doing that constant. He's not. I can't imagine him just starting to do running at 75 and getting that. But yeah, he's done really well, and I think he's done a cracking job. However, it's how far can we? We will probably go for the 7:58 minutes, and we'll assess it at that point. But I think with half a lung missing, it's always going to be really difficult. So I'm going to try it, and we're going to bring you along, and we're going to do some. I would like to do a little vlog on how we do and try and bring together all the bits that we've been talking about, all the different videos that I've done, and I'd like people to join in some of these lives. Obviously, we've got nobody on to this time. However, yeah, it would be nice to get some. I know I've got plenty of runners out there that want that have said on Facebook, oh yeah, if you've got one, we'll do it. So the Garmin 255 is what I've got. Pretty good watch. Do I find anything wrong with it? If you watch my videos, there are several bits about cadence. So the cadence runs. Sorry, noses. She keeps saying it's annoying. I know it's his too as well. The cadence things, the training on the Garmin, there's bits where it says run a certain cadence for 20 seconds and then have a minute break, and then 20 seconds and have a minute. But the cadence doesn't update itself quickly enough. So by the time it's got it right, the 20 seconds is over and you've missed it. It used to, the program used to say, oh, you've missed it completely by 99%. The new one doesn't. It doesn't measure it because it knows it's totally impossible to reach. The speed is more annoying. The speed where it says, well, we want you to get a certain speed. We're trying to get you to do between 8 minutes and 8 minutes 15, say, for 4 minutes. It's great if it's for 4 minutes, but when it says do it for at the beginning of the training, it tends to do it in 2-minute runs of the 90 seconds. Unfortunately, the watch takes about 15 seconds to adjust to what you're doing. So if you look at it during that 15 seconds, you might think you're doing too slow, but it's taking it from when you were walking before you started running. It's averaging out such a big chunk that it's going to be lower if you've just been having a rest and going into the 8 minutes 15 run. So it'll say you're doing about 15 minutes per mile. So you've got to keep on going until it averages out, and then you can try changing it. But you might actually still be going slow, or you might be going really fast. So after about 15, 20 seconds, you can then which way you've got to go, which quite faster or slower, or stay where you are if you're lucky. And it was always really difficult. You never you eventually get to hit that without thinking, and that's what the watch is actually trying to do. That's what the training is trying to get you to do, to be able to do that. I want to do 8.5 minutes. Bang, there we are. I'm almost spot on 8.5 minutes. So while we moan about the fact that the watch is averaging out so over such a long period, we can't really do anything like that. That sort of running is a bit impossible unless it's the training's done what it's supposed to do, which is get you into a mindset of knowing what 8.5 minutes is. I say 8.5 minutes because when you're trying to do an 8-minute run, a 1 hour 45 run, and it's trying to get you to do 7 minutes 55 to 8 minutes 5 at certain points near the end, you're going to need to be able to just go bang and straight off and do it. Plus in the race, you're going to have the same issue, so you're going to need to not look at the watch like professionals don't, and then just go off and do the 8.5 minutes when you start, and just 8.5 minute mile for the first third of the race, 8 minute mile for the next third, because that's what you're trying to finish on. An average of 8, and then the last third, obviously you've got to be a third quicker then, so you've then got to be thinking of doing 7.5. But it's in your head by then, because the training's given you, this is what it feels like, this is what we can do. So that's what we do, and that's what I'm trying to do over the next few. And I'm trying to also bring in all those other things about breathing. Yeah, let's make sure we've got. See, the breathing pattern is important. Because I've only got 1.5 lungs, I have to make sure I do make the lungs that I've got absorb as much oxygen as they can. So for that end, I tend to settle in now to a 3-1. It's really weird. It used to be a 2-1. It used to be 2-1. But now when I'm going really fast, it tends to be a 1-2-3, 1, 1-2-3, 1. A fast exhale, a slow inhale, fills the lungs, and you hold the lungs open so that they can absorb as much of that oxygen as possible, and you breathe it out and then re-exhale it back in really quickly. So to me that works. May not work for you. I mean, I did I remember doing a video about my breathing pattern. You can't take somebody else's breathing pattern. Your breathing pattern is yours and yours alone. And I think I had 2 dislikes from that, which stopped the video from getting out there because YouTube saw it as a disliked video, so it didn't publish it. But it's right. You can't. I do that because I've got 1.5 lungs. That's why I hold it for 3, and then for 3 strides, and then exhale for 1 stride. Because to me, I found certainly in the last 6-7 months that's the best for me. If you're going slow though, that's really, really difficult. Because if you're going slow, to do three slow breaths in and keep it for 3. It's actually quite bloody difficult. So it works when you're going fast. So you have to have perhaps two different versions of it. So if I'm going slow at the beginning and I'm doing an 8.5 minute mile perhaps, I'll most likely not be doing the 3-1. I'll probably be doing a 2-2 or a 2-1 because I want to try and still keep the more breath in. I'll probably do a 2-1 to keep the breath in, but I can't hold it for 3. I can only hold it for 2, so it's going to have to be 2 and then 1. Yeah, I mean, if you did it, it wouldn't work, would it? Like if you slow down, you can't really still do a 3-1, but slow, quick 3 over 2 is like 2 and a 0.75. It wouldn't really work, would it? So it's. Yeah, we would have to be doing it. That'd be daft, wouldn't it? 2 and 0.66 of a stride. No, try working that one out. It's got to be by stride. So it tends to be 2-1 if I'm slow, and then 3-1 if I'm going quicker, and I can keep it for that 3. So try things out is really the best thing. Other watches, other watches are available, and other watches are. There are other watches out there that are really good. So do look at it and think, that's what we want to do. That's we'll go with that. And that's my running breath for the slow bit. That's it for the fast bit. And actually, if you know that's good. See, if I'm not trying to do a quick run, and I accidentally go quicker and quicker, if I suddenly find myself doing a 3-1, which I would do naturally, I would realise that I'm doing too fast. And equally, if I'm doing a 3-1, I wanted to do a quick run, and I'm going 3-1, 3-1, and I suddenly find myself doing 2-1, I know I'm going slower from the breathing, let alone counting it in my head. So there's lots of different ways of using the videos that I've done. And hopefully some of you replay this and you enjoy it. You probably don't enjoy the coughing. Do apologise for that. And the call from the gym. But it's live. What do we expect? I was just thinking, I can't pause this shit. I probably could. I can't pause the alert. No, I can pause the alert queue. No, I can't pause this. But hey, I could actually. I can. I can take that and put "be right back" in a minute. But I'm not going to. Do join us on my transition into a little bit more of a runner looking. And this year is the year that I try and stop doing all these videos, or stop doing these videos by trying them out first, because I've tried most of the things out already, the breathing, the pace, the cadence. So we'll still give you the different videos, absolutely, But what I'm going to do physically out there myself is try and make sure now that I'm using them all together, because it's very easy to go out there last year and the year before and do the little bits. Right, okay, I'm just concentrating on breathing. Let's just look at my breathing. Let's just look at my pace this time. But you never seem to get I never seem to got the time to put them all together very often. So this year I intend putting them together all at the same time. And we're going to give that we're going to have a few of these. I don't care if nobody turns on. I don't even care if nobody ever watches it. But we're going to be doing some, and we're going to be trying to give you a little bit more of an insight into how do all those videos that I've bloody done mix up together to give you the perfect running form. Using the Garmin, we will be still using the Garmin 255, and we're still going to be using Connect. So we'll still be doing that. So let's just get that in our heads. We're going to be going and doing it this year. We're going for it. I'm going for a finishing time of 1 hour 45. I intend to get there this year. 2 years ago, it was my half marathon time was 2 hours 9. It depends which timing system you got. 2 hours 6 or 2 hours 9. Then it was this year. Then it was 1 hour 50. 1 hour 53, I think it was, and then this year it was just gone. I think it was 1 hour 49. So I'm just hoping we can just nibble it back a bit. And we can, 1 hour 49, 1 hour 50 injured is pretty good. So I'm going to try and push it back because I did damn good injured. Can I do better not injured? Absolutely. And without my brother-in-law pushing me too quick at the beginning, definitely. So we're going to try and go for the 1 hour 45 this year, and then we're going to sit down and we're going to think, what's our target for next year? And you know something? We're going to do that in winter. Now, this time next year, we're going to be doing exactly the same thing, guys and girls. We're going to be thinking, what's our target? We're going to look at some of the events. I'm going to look at doing another 1 or 2 events during the year. I may even try to do a marathon. But if I do that, then hopefully that's going to help pull in the half marathon times as well, because it'll mean that I'm doing longer distances, obviously slower but longer distances. So hopefully you'll join me on my journey. Hopefully some people will replay this. It would be nice, but until then, we'll just call it a day. 50 minutes of blurbing on, but that's what my channel on the running side is going to do this year. Do join me, John S's Sports Channel, or more importantly, Senior Runner here, giving you just a little bit of an update, and hopefully, you'll be joining us on some of these. Just keep an eye open for the notifications, and we'll see you then. John S's Sports.